Yesterday, rumors surfaced online that the Star Wars series Obi-Wan Kenobi for Disney Plus was either delayed or canceled. And a little while later, the internet decided, well, that was all fake news and rumors. But here's the thing, guys. I have it on good authority that it is not fake news and rumors, that there is truth within this story. And you are going to be blown away and surprised when you hear what's actually going on behind the scenes at Lucasfilm. What's up, everybody? It's Josh. Do me a big favor, Den of Nerds faithful, and smash that like button, and let's get right into this. I firstly want to be very careful and specific here. This is a developing story. There's lots of ins and outs from this, and the parties involved don't really know exactly what is going on, so take it all with a grain of salt. Yesterday, I spoke with Jason Ward about this issue. As soon as I heard about it, I reached out to him. We talked about it a little bit. Jason Ward is a friend of the channel and also a very good Star Wars scooper. I'm going to try to be as honest as this whole situation as I possibly can. Jason has given me permission to talk about this subject on a video. I talked about it a little bit yesterday on a stream as well, but also there is a reason that he has not run this story yet. He cannot get every piece confirmed, and so, I was like, hey man, leave it to the dirty YouTuber. I'll speculate and talk about everything that's going on, and then we'll leave it for you, more credible Jason Ward, to wait for all of the things to get handled and then talk about it. So I would urge you to tweet at Jason if you got questions, or wait for his actual report if he does indeed report on this issue. That will be the best source to really let you guys know what is fully going on. But for now, let's talk about everything I know, and then I'll speculate a little bit about what I think's going on. I feel very comfortable reporting to you that this is not fake news. This is not just some rumor that's out there on the internet. It does refer to some choices and decisions that are on the table for Lucasfilm with regards to the Obi-Wan series. There is serious movement on that front. It is real. And by the way, the parody account and the post that was made on the parody account is completely unrelated. It's one of those really weird things, man, where that's totally unrelated, and yet there's actual news going on with regards to this story. The bottom line is we are still going to be getting Obi-Wan Kenobi in some form or another, likely to be directed by Debrah Chow. That is still going to happen, and so the idea that we would lose that series forever or lose the possibility of having Ewan McGreggor as Obi-Wan again, we don't have to worry about that. All of these rumors are coming from movement on the project and the potential course of action that Disney and Lucasfilm want to take with the show, and that might be turning it into a film. Now, according to a lot of sources out there, and some of this comes from Jason when I talked to him yesterday, it would appear there are multiple functions of doing this. If they take the Obi-Wan Kenobi series and put it into the 2022 slot, it will allow them to have more time to properly plan out what the next phase of Star Wars is going to be. They will essentially have more time to create the High Republic, the Old Republic, Project Luminous, whatever is happening next, which we have heard a lot of rumors about. They are looking to potentially give themselves more time. And this would also allow them to let Debrah Chow direct a movie. Now, a lot of us think Debrah Chow is the hottest thing in Star Wars right now. She has perfect sensibilities for Star Wars. She's a great director. Would love to see her direct a film. A lot of people are on that train. But I told you guys, even when we've been discussing that over the past couple of weeks, that it wouldn't make sense for her to get the 2022 movie because she has to do Kenobi. That's a huge project. It's very important to the fan base. I would not want her attention split. I would not want her to have to do Kenobi and then also develop a movie in 2022. But having said that, I do believe it is in the best interest of Lucasfilm and Disney to have Debrah Chow direct a film, and honestly, it would be a good idea to have her direct the movie in 2022. Now, frankly, Jason cannot run yet that it is indeed because the Obi-Wan Kenobi series is changing into a movie. He can't run that yet because he's waiting to hear from more sources, but that is sort of where his thought process is at. That's where my thought process is at as well. We chatted about it a good bit. It just seems like that would make the most sense. After all, this series was originally going to be a movie. There's way too much smoke about that being a film to just deny that. This was going to be a film. Okay, now let's talk about this thing that The Wrap did, okay? So The Wrap published an article basically talking about how representatives for McGregor told The Wrap Friday that the story circulating is totally inaccurate and that the show is still moving forward as announced last summer. Now, I know that when you see something like that, you think, oh, it's The Wrap. Oh, this has to be real. The bottom line is it means very little. Reps for actors are not under any obligation to be truthful whatsoever. So first of all, the rep could be just completely lying, but also, and the more likely scenario here is that the rep is trying to represent to people that yes, you're still getting Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. That's really what the big deal is. The rep is just trying to let everybody know via the media that no, the show's not canceled or delayed. It's going forward. They're basically just trying to tell you that, yeah, you're still getting Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan. And like I said, guys, you are. Either way, you are going to get Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan, okay? But the rap saying that does not debunk anything. I would like to just remind you that back in the day, it was actually Jason Ward that first scooped that it was indeed going to be Pedro Pascal as the Mandalorian. The Wrap literally did the same thing, talked to reps from Pedro Pascal, came out and debunked it. Then another trade ran that it was officially going to be Pedro Pascal. Everybody forgets that the Wrap did that, and then they all give credit not to Jason, but to this other person that broke that story. You see, there's this weird thing that goes on with like access media, Hollywood media versus independent media. The reason I love these guys, the reason I like Jason, the reason I like Charles Murphy is because we're independent media. We're not working with the powers that be, man. And they have agendas. They have things that they do that run counter to what the fans really want to know. The fans just want to know what's going on, right? Now, there's a couple more things I have to say here, and then I'll get into my speculation about this whole situation, okay? But frankly, this all might be much to do about nothing. Basically, this is a potential course of action that Lucasfilm is thinking about taking. If they end up not taking that action, then things are just going to go on as they were normally planned to do. And well, this is literally a nothing burger, right? It's a nothing burger, and they will indeed just make the Obi-Wan Kenobi series. However, I feel a responsibility to let you guys know that it is not fake news. This is legitimately a course of action that Lucasfilm and Disney are considering making, and I'll get into more of what that actually means in my speculation. It is also possible that Disney and Lucasfilm want Chow to do a film and therefore want to delay Obi-Wan until they find another director to take over for that, or until Chow is done with the film. That's not being reported anywhere, but I think just reading the tea leaves and looking at what I'm getting from sources, what Jason is telling me, it's possible there's another scenario here that is not being expressly told to us. So there's potential for something else going on that's even weirder than what we're hearing. But alas, it is not a fake news story. It's real. There's movement behind the scenes when it comes to Obi-Wan. Okay, so now let's get into speculation. There was some good chatter about this last night on the Gray Order Discord. Some people were saying, man, this is a bad look. No matter how you slice it, it's a bad look, because what it means is Lucasfilm is not super comfortable with what they're doing next. As I told you guys, this 3-year hiatus, it ain't really a hiatus. You have to develop a movie. You need about 2 years to do that. So really, it's only 1 year of breathing time for Kathy Kennedy and company to figure out what the heck they are doing next. And so the idea of putting the Obi-Wan Kenobi series in 2022 and allowing all the production that has taken place already to just go into that film is likely a great idea to give them more time. But what it really shows is they're still scrambling. Now, is this normal Hollywood scrambling? Yes, but at a time when we're all worried about what Lucasfilm is going to be doing in the future, and we just came off the sequel trilogy, which is plagued with lack of planning and just regular Hollywood studio mistakes that get amplified because it is Star Wars. This is not what we want to be hearing. We want to be hearing that, hey, everything's figured out, this is the plan, and we're moving forward. And so at the very least, part of the reason that this is maybe being swept under the rug is because Disney does not want it out there that they are scrambling, that they are thinking about these sort of things and trying to figure out how the hell they're going to get all these new movies and this new thing set up for the future. Now, when it comes to the show itself, I was quite surprised at how many people out there were like, oh, but I was actually really looking forward to it being a show because we'd have more time with the character. I am of the belief that although I'm really pumped about Mandalorian and other Disney Plus shows, you know, whether it be Marvel or Star Wars, that yeah, the movies are the movies and movies are the big deal. I want big time Star Wars movies. I want it for the actors. You know, Jason kind of told me this thing yesterday where if Ewan McGregor gets this movie, it will put him into some kind of a legacy thing where he'll have 4 movies in this series. So he gets way more royalties on the back end or something like that. So it would be great for him. Originally, when he was even cast and they knew it was going to be a TV show, many fans were like, whoa, Ewan McGregor agreed to do a TV show? Seems kind of pedestrian, seems kind of low level for him. He should be on the silver screen. You know what I mean? So I was surprised when a lot of the people in the Grey Order Discord and just people I was chatting with were like, man, I'd much prefer the series. I'd much prefer there to have room, man, to get it week to week, to have it last a little bit longer. So that was kind of surprising to me, and I'm curious as to what you think, viewer. Like, are you in the camp that you wanted the series? Would you be pumped if it became the movie? Does it mean something that it's changed from movie to show to movie? Just let me know your thoughts about that in the comment section below. Now, the last thing I'll say is it is probably a good idea for them to take their time. I do think they should have some time to figure out what they are doing next. But when I heard all this stuff about Luminous and the High Republic, I had thought, oh, wow, they probably started planning this a year ago. They've been planning for a while. This is great. But maybe that's not the case. Maybe they're still scrambling. And in that case, man, maybe they should put the film in 2022 just so that we have a very cohesive and put together scenario for whatever the future of Star Wars looks to be. So I'm starting to lean towards they should do this. They should let her do the movie. Allow it to have more time to breathe and figure out what the next 10 years of Star Wars is really going to look like. Take your time, Disney. But those are my thoughts. I want to know yours in the comment section below. Now let's shout out Neza Al-D. Indeed, it is the Warner Brothers film Akira that Taika Waititi is attached to. And man, I would still really like to see that film. So shout out to you, Neza. And now let's ask another NerdCod question before we get out of here. I want to know which episodes of The Mandalorian did Debrah Chow direct? She did a couple of them. Which ones were they? Answer that question in the comment section below. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.